Today on the channel from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Playmates Throwback Line, we've got Wingnut and Screw Loose and Genghis Frog.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Playmates retro style figure unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Wingnut and Screw Loose, and we got Genghis Frog. But for all your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle needs, and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $59 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And I felt like I got a deal on my birthday of all days, hitting up a Walmart store and finally finding these two at a local Walmart store. Now, a week or so since that time, I'm starting to see these out a little bit more. So be checking your Walmarts or go to the Entertainment Earths in the future to pick this one up if you need to. But an interesting one is, of course, they started with the four turtles, kind of Shredder, a foot soldier. Some of the main players they started with, well, now they're getting into some of the deeper cuts here. And I'm here for that because I thought it was just kind of going to be the turtles, Shredder, Splinter. Maybe they'll call it quits with that, but they're digging in to some of the B level and maybe even C level characters in the old Turtle universe. So I'm here for that as well. And of course, we're going to do this review and unboxing like we do all the other ones here on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I guess we'll start with Genghis Frog. Frog's always first, of course. And Genghis Frog's always an interesting one. Of course, the frogs, very similar to the turtles. You got four frogs, four turtles. The turtles named after famous painters. The frogs, though, named after dictators and conquistadors and, you know, bad dudes for the most part. So an interesting one. But, of course, Genghis Frog, a heart of gold. And I've talked before in the past, as a kid, I didn't have all the Ninja Turtles. You're a kid, you can only collect so much stuff. I had the four core turtles. I had Shredder. I had a foot soldier. I had Splinter. And that was about it outside of a few different characters, but one I did have was Genghis Frog as a kid. Of course, always wanted the other Frog members. They never came out with them, though, as we do know. And this is a very interesting one, but a very nostalgic one for me, especially because I always liked he kind of had a Hawaiian t-shirt vibe going on, even as a little kid. I was a big fan of that kind of Tom Selleck look, or, of course, our boy Chuckles from G.I. Joe back in the day. But let's look at the packaging here. It is very retro-style packaging. Hits you in all those nostalgia feels. There's no doubt about it there. Of course, you got Genghis. You got his weapons. The turtle, iconic turtle logo. The most iconic turtle logo to me. Looking good there. On the back, of course, you know I love a big cross-sell like so. You got a little animation up there kind of telling the story of the turtles, all that fun stuff. And then a big old file card. Of course, you can pause this video. Check out this card if you need to. I'll give a couple of the highlights right here. The tubular surfing dude is a portrait of Genghis Frog, and he has weapons, a tongue gun. I'm here for that. Birthplace, the surf swamp of Okefenokee, Florida. Is that a real place? I probably didn't even pronounce it right. His age, 3 leap years, 5'5", 175 pounds. Favorite song, Sewer Surfing USA, and his favorite movie, one of my all-time favorite movies, Swamp Thing. So that makes a lot of sense right there. He was once a humble and knave tadpole, as we all do know. So very interesting. And it looks like I have all these figures here, except I'm missing Splinter, I think. And I'm also missing Rat King. So I don't know if those are out yet. But definitely cool, definitely awesome. Let's check it out. Let's see what all the fuss is about. There's always fuss when you're talking Ninja Turtles. See you later. Goodbye. Coming back at you like a boomerang. You get the old plastic scissors out here. There it is. Plastic prison. For the plastic scissors to cut through, and we got all kinds of stuff. Even got some rope around him, around the waist. Guess I'm here for that. A little rope action. And we got twist ties all over the place. I'm trying to remember back to when I was a kid. Did these have twist ties back then? I feel like twist ties weren't as predominant back in the olden times as they are in this day and age. Can I get in to get this one here? This one's tight. Let's see. There we go. All right. Now we're getting down to business. We're getting down to it. See you later. 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 Goodbye. All right. Let's pop him out. See what's going on. Oh, I forgot about those glasses. There you go. See you later up over the top. Another twist tie. See you later. Let's get down to business. Let's take a look at old Genghis Frog. Oh, I'm here for this. I'm here for this all day long. So he does got some, first going through his accessories, of course. We do got some of these gas cans, kind of like grenade type things. We do have these. They're on a little tree here. We got 4 separate ones. You break them apart, you're off the old frog races, really, at the end of the day. He does got his tadpole gun, an interesting one, a very interesting, you move it here, it's got a little playability to it. Never a huge fan of this, but I like what they tried to do here with this one. Of course, it is all in blue, which was always strange, but a cheap toy back in the day for kids. I'm sure if this was modern day, we'd have maybe a little bit of color on this one, but it's all in blue, got a little gimmick feature to it. I'm okay with that. Then we do get his surfboard here. It's a surfboard shield, or is this a boogie board? I think it's a boogie board at the end of the day, but you got the kind of like fins on the back here, so he can be floating on it, but he can also use it as a shield if need be. Once again, all in that iconic blue color. And then we get his sunglasses here because, you know, frogs, they got to protect their eyes. He's got some sunglasses here. Look like an old school 50s like sunglasses or something like that is what they look like. But once again, all in blue. And I remember as a kid, these not fitting very well. I could be mistaken. Yeah, they don't, I mean, they go on, but they just don't, they don't hug it like you really want it to. I mean, they can get on there, and there you go. Yep, so the more things change, the more things stay the same in a lot of ways there. So not the best fit on him, but I never really had him wearing them either. But yeah, they are what they are. They're sunglasses. Now we get old Genghis Frog here. Oh yeah, it's all coming back to me now. And he just got a little, what is that? He got a little rubber band going on here around his waist. I don't know what that's about. I guess it's connecting his belt together. Very interesting. But those canisters we were talking about, they are removable and you can put them on here. So I always love to be able to store that kind of stuff on the figure, and you can do that with him if you need to. Articulation, you got hand articulation. No elbows, but you do get the arms that go all the way around. Head, side to side. You do get a little waist. No waist on him, but you do get decent. I don't even know if you can call these decent, but you get a little frog splits. Not a whole lot of movement right there. And then that is it. So not a ton of articulation on these, just like the olden days. He does got one peg hole in his foot, though, so it'd be interesting to see if he fits on a stand. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Make sure you get the Mattel stands. What do you know? There it is, fitting like a little glove there, old Genghis Frog. Definitely interesting in the articulation department, but once again, this is old school 80s articulation. You kind of get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, as they do say. Now, he's got the big old blue eyes that matches weapons there. Just kind of has just a crazy, like, deranged look on his face. Just really like that. Like kind of like when I'm out figure hunting and I see a Rio, I'm just like, are you kidding me? They got Rio in this store? Wait, a Lando Calrissian? It's kind of that same look I give when I'm toy hunting, but definitely a bugged out look on his face. Got a little teeth showing on the sides, a little bit of a smile there, almost like a little bit of Kermit the Frog. Throw another frog in there, kind of got that mouth going on. Definitely interesting. Got the bumps all over the place. I think they said they were warts on the back of the package there, but he's got those going on all over the place. Got 4 fingers on him. Of course, he's got a hot pink watch going on. It's very late 80s, early 90s going there. He's got some chains going on. Got kind of a Hawaiian shirt vibe going there with some kind of lily pads going on, it looks like, and some lightning bolts. Looking nice there. He's got some yellow trunks on and then some pinkish color, pinkish purple ones down here. Then you get the legs going on. Very much looking like flippers, but of course it is his feet that are like flippers there. But it is Genghis Frog at the end of the day. There's no doubting it. There's no denying it. We know who it is. Would have been cool, of course, back in the day to get all the frogs, but never was in the cards for whatever reason. But then, all these years later from NECA, we get the cartoon set, and man, we got all the frogs. And we got the Colossal Frog on the channel we just unboxed a little bit ago. So check out that one if you're into that kind of thing. But now we're going to turn our attention to Wingnut and Screw Loose, a character I did not have as a kid. And I vaguely remember seeing this on the pegs when I was a kid as well. I believe Krang destroyed his planet back in the day, and he was out for revenge. That's what he was like. He was like a young scorpion, bent on revenge is kind of what was going on. Similar packaging, of course, to Genghis Frog, as we do know, so looking very interesting. Of course, he does come with this sidekick Screw Loose, so Wingnut and Screw Loose, as we do know, looking good there. On the back, a lot of the same stuff, same cross-sell, same stuff. We do get the file card as well, so you can pause this if you want to read about what's going on with old Wingnut and Screw Loose. Dingbat buddies who bite the baddies. And he was kind of aloof, Wingnut was, and he was kind of a take on Batman, kind of, I guess you would say. He's 5'5", 160 pounds. His favorite sound is blood curdling. I'm here for that. He's from Belfry, Transylvania. Good for him as well. And it does say, He hung out in his home planet of Huanu, but he says he's from Belfast. I guess he was born there. It wasn't his, I don't know. Who knows? Who's trying to figure these things out? But he was from Hanu, and Krang destroyed it and sucked it into the vortex before his planet exploded. Wingnut ended up on Earth. So there you go. He's got bloodshot eyes, a defective radar, stunted wings, and oversensitive ears. So he's just really a mess at the end of the day is what he is, but we're going to get him out of the package as well. He says he's got amazing arm movement, weapons assortment, bat wings included. Well, here we go. I'm here for that as well. So let's pull him out of the package, see what's going on with old Wingnut and Screw Loose. Looking good. Up high. See you later. Put a little spin on that one. Plastic prison time. Time to get the old scissors out once again. There it is. And yeah, he does got his bat wings here. Like I said, I did not own this one as a kid, and I'm trying to remember if I had any friends that owned this one. I don't believe so. On my old playground, a lot of kids collected wrestlers, a lot of kids collected the Joes and the Transformers, and kids dabbled. A lot of kids out there were very similar to me, where they dabbled in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had a lot of the core characters, but didn't go really deep down that rabbit hole. Maybe some of the younger kids did, maybe. I mean, you know, I'm talking about when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, but maybe some of those kids that were 3, 4, and 5 when I was 6, 7, 8, maybe they were more into the Turtles, kind of like I was into He-Man when I was their age. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? You never know what it might be or what it may all entail as far as collectors go on the old playground especially, because playgrounds, as we know, they're a wild card, and I've talked about it before. I talk about my playground. Well, you go to the playground down the street, whole different world. It might as well be a different country. See you later. My playground, all about the Michelangelo, all about the Raphaels. Apparently, there was a lot of playgrounds. I'm hearing this many years later in life. There was many playgrounds that were all about the Donatello. I don't know. It's a foreign soil, just a foreign land is what that ends up being, I guess, at the end of the day. But an interesting one here with Wingnut and Screw Loose. Man, what a weird-looking guy, looking figure. But I do like the crazy creepiness of him. Definitely does look interesting. But let's look at his accessories first. He does come with one grenade. It's got a little handle grenade on it here, and it does plug in somewhere. It's got a little plug hole in the back, so I'm sure I'll figure that out along the way somewhere. And we do get a weapon here. We get a nice little weapon going on, a little revolver, we'll call it. And it's got a little thing on the end here, make it look a little bit different, but it also has a hole, so you should be able to store it on his belt somewhere. All in yellow, like we saw with Genghis Frog, all in blue. We're all in yellow with this one here. Definitely interesting weapons for him. Then we do get his bat wings, very mechanical. Of course, Donatello did make these for him. We all remember that classic scene, maybe. And now I can't remember, is it upside? There we go, it's probably that way. And they pop in, let's see how hard they are to put in. Go in very, very easily, that's always good to see. Pop those wings in, make him feel somewhat complete. Definitely builds him out with those two wings on there. Very mechanical wings going on. You got his real wings kind of put in there as well. You can see those in brown, and then you get the kind of grayish color plastic around all that. So definitely an interesting look, no doubt about it there. Definitely mechanical looking, really, at the end of the day. And then you got Screw Loose, his friend here, all in one piece. A nice little accessory, a nice little throw-in. Reminds me a lot of G.I. Joe figures back in the day when they'd get a little animal or friend with them. Kind of has that kind of vibe to it there. Got kind of a screw-like nose on him. I guess, isn't he like a mosquito? I think so. Or is he Louie the Lightning Bug? I'm not exactly sure. Shout out to old Louie the Lightning Bug. There you go. But we do got Wingnut here, looking only like a Wingnut could look if he was re-released in 2023 in the Playmates toy line. Got his tongue hanging out, got his white teeth, got the bloodshot eyes, got kind of the bat ears going on. Definitely looks like a guy that's just all cracked out. He's on the streets, he's homeless, he's been on a lot of different substances, and he's just crazy. He's got his crazy outfit on. Really looks like something like that you'd encounter there. But definitely interesting. Got a very Batman-inspired suit, as we talked about. Definitely that grayish blue, old-school Batman color. Definitely gnarled up feet, gnarled up hands, all in a brown color. Really making it stand out from all the other colors on here is his actual skin tone color. Definitely looking different there. He's even got his belly button poking through on his shirt. Got the W for Wingnut on his shirt. That looks good. And then he's got some sculpted in designs there throughout on the shirt as well. Articulation, the arms go all around, but you're going to be limited with his wings, of course. Head back and forth, side to side. He's got a deep neck kind of protruding him out like that. No waist articulation. You got a little bit of splits in the legs, a little bit of side to side, but that is it. There's not even any hand movement side to side like we got with Genghis Frog, so a little difference in that aspect. He does have 2 peg holes in his feet. We'll see if he fits on a ringside collectible stand. Of course, use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. what do you know? He fits perfectly on a little stand action right there, so that looks pretty good there. And I'm here for this. I'm here for this toy line. It's going to be interesting how deep they go. I would not be opposed to them re-releasing every single figure ever. And it's one of those weird business talks as we do on the channel because there's a lot of hubbub, there's a lot of fuss, all the fuss is in the air about the WWE Mattel Greatest Hits line. And somebody like me that collected all of them along the way, not a big fan of the Greatest Hits. I'd like to see a little bit more tweaks than they're giving us. They're giving us a few tweaks to make them different. And it's definitely a parallel to this Playmates line where they're giving us a little different tweaks here and there, but for the most part, it's re-releasing something. Now, this is something 30 plus years ago. So it's a little different than something from a year or two ago like Mattel is doing in some of the re-release instances. But I can see a lot of longtime fans being against this one. But if you're a real collector, a serious collector, I don't think you're going to get any of this stuff confused with its vintage counterpart. But there's always people who are going to try to get over on somebody, so you do have to be careful if you're buying a old school Genghis Frog that somebody snuck in this toy. Put that with the old one to make it feel complete. You're going to have to watch out for things like that. So some of the people out there, I could see be very upset about that one. But it's interesting. But for me, who didn't collect these, it's a way to revisit the past and right or wrong of me missing out back in the day. But if you collected these from the get-go, I can see you're a little perturbed about that. And it's no different than how I kind of feel with the Mattel Greatest Hits line. Not necessarily against it. I just wish they'd go deeper into the past than some of the more recent stuff. And I'd like them to have a little bit more bells and whistles, maybe an extra shirt or a different hand or something like that to make them feel as different as possible, even though they are technically a re-release. And I would say the same thing about something like this as well. So there you go. There is Genghis Frog. There is Wingnut. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, check out the Patreon, your best way to support the channel, and early access to videos like this. Bonus content, you name it. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Genghis Frog and Wingnut, and Screw Loose too, I am Kyle, and I'll see you all real soon.